Alright, I hid the replay time. Now, there's no production tab, no units tab. I'm not even sure we have health bars yet. So you guys are really going to depend on me to be entertaining, huh? Hello everyone and welcome to the map Boneyard. Joining me here today, the upper right corner for this highlight professional match of Stormgate. The red Vanguard player, it is Percival. Name doesn't show up there, that's okay though. And here in the bottom left corner, the blue infernal host, it is none other than Elazer. Stormgate Pro Match, get excited guys. 2 names actually. I'll say, this match was recommended to me, yes, but also 2 names very familiar with from the StarCraft 2 scene. Both of them quite strong, impressive results, undoubtedly. I'm keen to see what they've been doing, what the Stormgate scene is going to look like between these two. What kind of matches, what kind of battles will we have? Will it just be scouts versus creep camps for most of the game? I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm excited. Also, I noticed earlier, Boneyard. Guys, check out this skull. Okay. Awesome work. Okay, I cannot understate the epicness of said skull on Boneyard. Yes, completely expected, of course. Besides the point, Indigos. Tangent. You're going off here. Alright, so we have 1 Vanguard, 1 Infernal. Humans versus demons, I think. I'm pretty sure they're supposed to be like demons. What's going on with their units right now? We don't have a production tab, so I'm going to have to be really on point with what's going on here. I'll say Percival has been making a lot of scouts, these robo-dogs, you will, of course, robotic dogs. They're here completely of their own volition, voluntary sign-up, I'm sure. No animal issues going on. They're mainly just being annoying, it feels. Maybe able to pick something off. I'm not too privy to scouts' combat prowess. I know they do have an upgrade later on you can get to increase their damage, but at this point in the match, Percival always trying to pick off one of the infernal units, the Hexen. We can't actually see it. It's down. Alright, Hexen picked off. Now the Hexen, I'll say, we can kind of go into that conversation. The Infernals starting scout unit, but it's actually not really a scout. It's a spellcaster. Think of it like, let's see, StarCraft analogies for you beautiful, intelligent folks. Think of it like if Protoss started off with a High Templar that could only cast the water balloon attack and hallucinated Phoenix. But you could still get Storm later to unlock Storm. It just can't do it right away. I think that's probably the best analogy that I can come up with right now. Elazer here, the host, we've been talking about the scouts for quite a bit now, has decided to go with a pretty quick barracks, both barracks I buildings here for the host. They're getting a lot of brutes, which are melee, tanky, not quite the brightest lights on the infernal tree, if you will, but they get the job done. They've got a big sword, 2 heads, and probably 2 brain cells between them. But that's going to be okay, because it's enough to swing the sword. You just got to make sure it's pointed at the right place, I suppose. The Gaunt here, the ranged unit, anti-air, anti-ground. It shoots up, it shoots down. It's pretty great, just kind of all around. It's not quite as tough, as durable as the Brute here. The Brute with 160 health, double the Gaunt. Okay, definitely going to be a lot more valuable probably anywhere outside of a Thanksgiving feast, because I'd much rather have to feed the Gaunt. Elazer going to start to test the wall here of Percival. Now, the Bobs are going to be pulled. The boys, I'm sorry, Bobs, boys, kind of similar setup there. The building is being repaired. It doesn't look like it's going to be in any serious danger. The scouts also show themselves from Percival, so that might be just enough to make Elazer back off, because nobody really wants to fight dogs, especially robo-dogs. Like, that's kind of scary. They're rather large dogs. I mean, this is like, what? 4 full-size robotic, probably claw-equipped German Shepherds? No thank you. Absolutely not. You can have whatever kind of day you were having previously. I will be going the other way. I can't even scroll in the bottom right. God. Struggling against the system just as much as myself, apparently. Seeing some non-dog units being added on from the Vanguard's barracks, so we'll start to see maybe more of them here. This guy with the big blade and a lot of confidence, that's the Lancer. Melee, I'd say basic unit. Basic in a sense of he's like the first unit that you could make from the barracks. Scouts exist too, and they're getting quite a bit of damage done over here. Actually, an engagement, Elazer looks like was going for the creep camp, but I'm not sure that Elazer's actually going to get to keep it. Shroudstone goes down, trying to give these brutes a little bit of shield, extra durability. Nope, not going to work out. Percival with the steel. Okay, this creep camp giving Therium extra resources, extra Vespene gas. Again, with the StarCraft analogy. Elazer started that fight, but Elazer could not finish it. Percival swinging in with the scout group. Going to be able to steal that, get a bit of extra resources for the whatever engagement is coming. It really feels like they're both building more army units than I expected. Elazer is setting up, he's got 2 bases here. Could be going for a little bit of a 2-base timing. Imps gleefully working away on those resources. Adding on Hellforge and a Conclave. The Conclave, of course, the Gaunt barracks, I'll say so. Perhaps trying to add on more and more of the ranged units. Round out the composition. You don't want too many brutes tripping over each other. The Vanguard, Percival here, adding on some Exos. This is the Marine of Stormgate. Likewise, in its StarCraft counterpart, it shoots up, it shoots down, and it gets very excited when it takes a shot at something. The little gust of wind you see around their backpacks after they take a shot, maybe we can see it. No, Percival, no. Okay, fine. I'm trying to make a point here, Percival. No? Alright. Well, you'll see, eventually. They take a shot, they get a little gust of wind, it's a movement speed boost. I think it's because they got so excited being able to shoot something. They're like, yeah, that was great. Let's go run really quickly for a few seconds. Seems fine to me. I think it's all going pretty splendidly. Oh, engagement here. You see the little blue lightning gust of wind? I told you, it exists. Looks like Elazer actually got to steal that camp back at some point. Clearing the camp, getting a bit of extra resources. It really feels like Elazer's building up for a timing here. Because look at this, another Conclave added on, more army units, no 3rd base in sight. Percival, on the other side, has been taking a bit more care to the economy. Getting this 3rd base set up. The first of the mech bays will show itself, so this bio-based composition may not be so bio-based for much longer. Mainly Exos, Medtech's coming out now, the Medic, but for both bio and mech, so don't just write it off if you're going to go with mech bays. I want to know what's going to come out of the mech bay, though. Will it be Vulcans? It is going to be a Vulcan. The first of the mech units will get to appear. Elazer swinging around the left side here, splitting off actually. This is a lot of army units, I feel. We can see the total supply here. It's the bread, of course, but we can't quite see the breakdown of army versus imps. Just trust me when I say this feels like quite a bit of army units. I think Elazer is building up for a potential attack here. Still getting more creep camps. The creep camps, of course, even if it's not a resource creep camp, like the one in the bottom right I mentioned, this energy tower, for example, it'll restore the energy of units around it, but also it gives a little bit of resources just from fighting the monsters, so it's helpful, even if you're not really going for energy-based. I'll say Elazer is going for something quite energy-based, though these Hexans have grown immeasurably. There's like 9 now. I know I just tried to measure it. I kind of refuted myself there, but we'll see. Do they have their upgrades? I don't think I can really tell. Not particularly. Okay, we'll just have to see. Because they have an ability also that's kind of like Storm. It's more like sewer sludge. They put a pool out on the ground that's really gross to stand in. It hurts, frankly. And then you have to take a shower right afterwards, and nobody really wants to do that. You kind of wanted to just see how long you could go without it, I'm sure, in the Infernal Host. But we will see. Oh, engagement here. Actually, Elazer getting caught a bit out of position. First, Percival with a really nice flank surround. Vulcans showing themselves from that mech bay will be able to hold a bit of ground, and I think Elazer is just going to split these off, try to pull the forces away, perhaps. Oh, the evac here, the drop ship, picking up that Atlas siege tank in siege mode. Yes, you saw that, and all of you that remember those days of StarCraft 2 just shuddered, shivered in your spine. Yep, it exists. It absolutely exists. And I'm sure it will be very helpful. We will see. Alright, I think we might have a battle starting up here. Both forces getting set up in the middle of the map. That siege tank dropship combo gonna help. Oh, it's the sewer sludge, I told you. Getting the Vanguard all dirty, all smelly. They're gonna have to take a long hot shower afterwards. They're running. They don't want to deal with that. Keep that off of me. This is a lot of army units from Elazer. It's going to be up to a bit of the defense, trying to control, trying to keep that siege tank alive. Atlas. I know it's an Atlas. I like to call it both, I suppose. The splash damage is going to be really helpful, but frankly, those couple of gaunts over there are keeping the Atlas busy. Percival manually controlling that target, firing down right in the middle of the pack, taking out some units with every shot. Another Atlas is going to show up. There's a Bob here. Very unfortunate, Bob. I'm not even sure he's going to make it out. He does not make it out. Oh, God. Workers, unsafe work conditions. Exos desperately trying to hold this ground. The Atlas tanks are still alive, actually. I can't see their kill counts because he keeps picking them up. I really want to see it. We can't see their kill counts. But we can see that one of them is rank 3 champion, which means he has definitely seen some stuff, okay? If you were going to have him get it, it's like the StarCraft. We get the different ranks. They get like 20 kills. They're Commander, 25 kills. They're like, I don't know, Commodore, 100 kills. It's like Hero Marine, basically. That's kind of the same thing, alright? The setup behind the trees is going to work out pretty decently. Keep some melee forces off. Still controlling around, doing a bit of juggling these gaunts, trying to take down this turret. The Bob's desperately repairing it. I think it will be fine, actually. No more brutes left on the field. The Hexens channeling their sewer sludge pools, trying to get everything damaged and dirty at the same time. There's a Hedgehog here, which feels like a bit of a misclick. And it goes into its anti-air mode, which still feels like a misclick. But that's okay. He's going to pick it up. Alright, he got it. Get him out of there. Not sure why he's here. A couple more Exos here. A lot more gaunts. Reinforcements from both players trying to tilt the favor here. Oh, the Hedgehog grouping up with those Atlas tanks. Not going to help it out. Good, get rid of that Hedgehog. The sentry post turret somehow still alive. Bob's going to repair these quite valuable Atlas tanks, both of them, putting in some serious lifting, serious work in this game, and things are actually not looking too great, I'll say, for Elazer. He spent a lot of resources on this attack, a lot was riding on getting some damage done, and I don't even think the base fell. No, the command center's still alive, everything's still looking pretty solid. There's a few air units out for Percival at this point, but the real danger, I think the real work is still these Atlas tanks. Lancer's not a good combo with these Atlas tanks because, of course, you have the Lancer getting up in melee. The tank's going to fire on the bad guys that he's trying to hit. Everybody gets hurt. Nobody wins. Oh, manual control looking good, taking out some more of the spellcasters. These Hexens are quite valuable and frankly quite gone after the volleys. Things are looking solid, I will say, for Percival at this point. Holding the attack nicely. One thing that I really like about the Vanguard, both the time playing and watching, the synergy, okay? The Infernals, yes, they do have a little bit. You know, Brutes, of course, melee, Gaunts, range. They're not going to trip over each other as much. Gaunts and Hexens semi-protect each other. But I'll say the Vanguard, it really feels like it's there. The Bio gives a great front line for those tanks. The Medtech being able to heal both biological and mech units. It feels quite good. Quite strong. Elazer looks like it's going to try to transition out of this, getting some more bases. Of course, the third was set up a fair bit ago. Fully established and mining. Fourth base going to try at this point. And that's a lot of imps. It's a lot of imps, dog. The resources mined out in the main base. We have a Twilight Spire on the way. That'll unlock the ability to get the tier 3 units, but I'm not sure. Oh god, I hit the escape button. Can't do that. Menu button found, unlocked. The tank's gonna start to shell these poor imps. The main base gonna be in a fair bit of trouble. Where's the army for Elazer? Desperately trying to get here. Not gonna get here quick enough, I feel. Fiends connect with the Lancers, which is gonna be very Lancer favored. Not even sure where the siege tanks are. I'm not even sure the tanks are necessary at this point. Another Shroud Stone's gonna be dropped, trying to give these Brutes a bit of a shield, but I think this is just way too much Vanguard. Holy sewer city connection there, alright? We got like 8 pools down, which means they're not going to really be able to move forward, but at what point? You run out of sewage eventually. The pools will be cleaned up. I still don't know where the tanks went, but I assume they're okay. And everything is running in place, which means the replay is over, so there's your victory screen. Yes, look at the supply. Clearly, Percival winning up over 100 supply, strong position. This base is trashed. The army dwindling for the Infernal player. I'm going to say that was a solid match. Thank you for the recommendation. I'm trying to find the tanks. I don't know where they went. They're probably off just enjoying their retirement because frankly they put in some serious heavy lifting. This one. Here they are, I think. This is the dropship, so I'm sure they were coming over here to be even more rude to imps, frankly. You get the point. Excellently played by both players. That was a joy to watch. Thank you again. If you enjoyed, be sure to let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see more Stormgate professional matches. You want me to try to get a little better, a little more comfortable with casting with such limited tools, be my guest. Let me know. As always, I thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you have a great day. That was it, right? Yeah, okay, good. 17:04. So everything just kind of runs in place when the replay ends.